Welcome to today's episode of the Commerce Cast. My name is Todd Baltz. Without us today is Mark Holt. He is tied up, but we have a great guest with you today, Miss Sheila Ponce with Walk With Us Home Care. And that home care is an important distinction. We get into the demographic inversion happening across the United States, as well as the rise in home health agencies in rural America. It's a really fascinating discussion. Also, please keep your ears peeled for an important statistic that we get into or that we discover, because it's really fascinating. I would say staggering. In her field, it's a positive thing for her in terms of growth, but it was staggering to me. But before we get into that, I have some announcements that Executive Director Ann Savage would like me to relay. She and the board have been busy this year getting some activities going, some programs going, and she talked earlier this year about the student ambassadors. Though they were very great, they ended their year successfully, and we're going to have a new crop coming in the fall. But next week, August 7th, that's a Friday, is going to be our very first Friday coffee. It's going to be held at First Horizon Bank in the upstairs conference room. There'll be coffee and donuts sponsored by Lighthouse Coffee. So, First Friday coffee. What is that? Why is that? What are we doing with that? Well, we all have memory hold, for better or for worse, COVID. COVID saw the rise in some tech companies. It also saw the decline in connectivity, people getting together. It recovered fairly well, but one of the things in this area and at Chambers in particular was the decline and probably ending of that business after hours. One thing that has been brought up and probably been successful across many other Chamber of Commerces has been a coffee meet and greet. And of course, don't want to have one every week. That would get tiring and boring. So once a month has been kind of the standard. And what places have a big lobby, big foyer? Banks. So Anne reached out to First Horizon. She also reached out to a new chamber member, Lighthouse Coffee, to see if they'd be interested in helping put together and hosting an event. In this case, First Friday Coffee. The kind of speaker this first time in August will be Anne, and she hopes to have other community members, in addition to First Horizon Bank, to be speaking once a month at First Horizon Bank for the First Friday Coffee event. For the next 6 months, come on the first Friday of the month to First Horizon Bank at 8 a.m. and enjoy some coffee and donuts. End your week well. Meet up with some people you don't normally see, and just kind of get that networking, get that connectivity kind of reestablished and reworked in now that we're fully past COVID. Remember, Lighthouse Coffee is a new business in Pocahontas. They have a location across from Five Rivers Hospital, and they're having a secondary location pop up in East Pocahontas near the old Pizza Hut. Now, second announcement we have coming up. In October 6th, on a Tuesday, is the annual Randolph County Commerce Chamber Banquet. Tickets and table sponsorship levels are going to be coming out in the next couple of weeks. Keep an eye on our Facebook page and website for those details in order to book your ticket and book your table. Now, another announcement. Randolph County Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors for the past 2 or 3 years has worked on a project called Business and Sports Hall of Fame. I know some of you, your ears are going to be like burning when you hear the word Sports Hall of Fame, but Randolph County has many, many leaders in the business world and in the sports world that have come through the halls, come down the streets, and many members of the Randolph County Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors across many years have wanted to find a way to honor those individuals and those businesses who have contributed so much to our lovely community. And in talking with the Randolph County Heritage Museum, there was discovered a way to collaborate and partner together, a way to honor the legacies of those individuals in the business and sports world. And the Chamber of Commerce board of directors really felt that we would be good stewards of launching and maintaining this program for years to come. How this is going to work? Nominations open to everyone in the community. If you know someone who deserves to be honored in a business or sports hall of fame, we want to hear about that person or that business. There's going to be forms at the Randolph County Chamber of Commerce, on our Facebook page, and our website for you to go either print off or submit online. And there's no limit to the amount of nominations you can submit. We know that there are many talented individuals in the sports and business world in Randolph County. We want to know who they are. We want to be able to hear the stories about why they're special to you or special to our community. So, nominations over to the public. The voting. The voting is going to be exclusive to Chamber of Commerce members. So if you want to vote on your nominee in your either business or yourself or not a chamber member, you need to join the chamber. This is a great way to show your support for this Hall of Fame program and a way to show your support for our community at large. Voting is going to occur in September. Give us plenty of time to order the plaques and get them ready for the Randolph County Commerce Chamber Banquet on Tuesday, October 6th. The awards will be handed out and presented then. In addition, after those awards are presented at that chamber banquet, they will then go in the Randolph County Heritage Museum. So you can nominate as many times as you want, and you do not have to be a chamber member to nominate. This nomination is open to the public. But if you want to vote on your nominee, you need to become a chamber member, or at least encourage your business to vote for your nominee. This Hall of Fame program has been a passion for the Randolph County Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors for several years. Like I said earlier, there are many individuals in the business world and the sports world that have contributed to our community. And this was a way that Randolph County Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors really felt that we could come together as a community and as a way to preserve this history and the legacies of these individuals. As an overall disclaimer by me, Todd, since again, my co-host is not here to help double check me, and our executive director, Anne, is running around so much because she is very busy, has all the ideas running around her head. She was not able to be here as well. Some of these details that I just mentioned about the Business and Sports Hall of Fame, some of the dates and times, those might be a little bit malleable. So I probably forgot something. Do not harass our executive director. Just know that your local Randolph County Chamber of Commerce is busy, and we're working hard to promote our community to both outside interests and to our internal communities and businesses. We all have to work together to continue to make Randolph County a place where we ourselves, our families, and new families want to live. So, keep mowing the yard, keep driving down Black River in the boat, and enjoy today's episode with Sheila Ponce from Walk With Us Home Care. Mark, we're talking local commerce, but let's talk about looking clearly at your business. Literally. We want to thank Skylar Jackson and the crew at Pocahontas Glass for sponsoring today's show.
Absolutely, Todd. Located right across the street from Walmart on Highway 67 South, Pocahontas Glass is our go-to regional shop for auto, residential, and commercial glass.
From fixing that annoying rock chip on your windshield to installing high-efficiency vinyl windows that slash your winter heating bills, Skylar's team does it all. They even handle commercial storefronts and custom shower enclosures.
Upgrade your home, vehicle, or storefront today. Call Skylar and the Pocahontas Glass team at 870-892-7676.
Mark, we're always looking at the numbers behind local business. But here's a number every family in Randolph County needs to know: 39. We want to thank our sponsor, John Plumley, and his team at ProMed Ambulance for sponsoring today's episode.
That's right, Todd. For over 30 years, ProMed has been bringing world-class care directly to our doorsteps. And their priority care program is a game changer. It's not insurance. It's an ambulance membership that shields you from unexpected transport bills.
That number, $39 a year for an individual or $69 a year for your entire household, you're covered across their massive 4,600 square mile service region. We are talking about literal rolling emergency rooms equipped with life pack monitors and critical care ventilators.
And if your insurance doesn't cover a transport, members get a 40% discount. Protect your family's budget today at promedambulance.com or call at 870-248-0911.
We thank ProMed Ambulance for sponsoring today's episode. Hello, Sheila. Welcome to Commerce Cast.
Hello, Todd.
Glad to meet you in person. I've actually received a lot of your letters in the mail for the past several years. So you're with Walk With Us Home Care, correct?
Correct.
And so Sheila is someone who is on Highway 67 North, and ironically, her company has been helping my family personally help my grandmother stay in her home. So really, thank you very much, Sheila, from
You're
my
welcome.
family. Grandmother Betty, we've been enjoying the aid, Lori, for a long time, and she's really helped my grandmother be stable. So we really appreciate you.
She's magnificent. She's a good aide.
Yes,
Lori
she is. And I will tell you, she has even come through the snow to help take care of my grandmother. So
She
we're
goes
really
all
appreciative. So one thing that I know, first from personal experience, but also from some podcasts I listen to, is that the home health agency and home health field has really exploded in the past about 10 years. And before we get into that, I want to hear a little bit about you. It says on your interview sheet that you have your bachelor's degree in business administration. And so you know about running a business, and you've kind of helped start Walk With Us Home Care. But was there kind of a reason why you wanted to get into this field? Are you an RN? Did you grow up seeing people take care of elderly? Did your parents, were they involved in this kind of field? Tell us a little bit about yourself and why you got into this field.
My mother and stepdad had home health,
Okay.
home care, and my brother and I decided that we could do this.
Okay.
So I got together and we worked on all the books, got it all ready. Within 6 months, we were starting our company.
Wow.
And we started back in November 2018.
Wow. Okay.
But it was all because of her. We wanted to take care of our own mother and other people's mothers as well.
Oh, that's wonderful. So you and your brothers kind of did this together. You and your brother did this together.
Yeah.
And then is this only place y'all have done it in Randolph County, Pocahontas, or does your brother have one someplace else?
No, we're just here in Randolph County,
Okay.
but we service multiple counties. I mean, all the way out to Jonesboro,
Okay.
Paragould. I mean, we go as far as Imboden. I mean, we try to stay within Jonesboro, Paragould area, because once you get farther out, it's hard to keep track.
Hard to keep track, yes. Well, that's really impressive to go that far, and just from here, from Randolph County. Now, I will ask you this question: have you noticed since 2018, maybe even prior to that, was there a gap? Did you notice there were people who were needing support, and you were like, "We should do this," or "We want to take care of our mother. We also our mother taking care of other people in the same situation." But did you notice there was a kind of a gap, a lack of people able to help take care of elderly who want to stay in their homes?
Oh yeah, the employment's hard to get. It's really a struggle, but you get a few great aides in there. It makes it a lot easier.
Walk With Us has both aides that take care of people every day, and some that come maybe once or twice a week. But can you walk with us through what your aides do on a day-to-day basis? The variety of tasks they do?
Yes. Normally what we do, we first go to personal care. That's when we give bathing, assist with bathing, shaving, brushing their hair. We don't cut their hair or we don't clip their toenails, but we paint their fingernails. We make sure they have, like, some elderly people have really dry skin. You put lotion on their skin after they're showering. Most of it is personal. That's what the whole thing is to make sure they stay, safe and comfortable in their home. And we also do, dental hygiene, which when I say that, it's just making sure their dentures are up to par. They brushing their teeth correctly,
So you don't brush your teeth. You might help them get the toothpaste ready to go.
Yes. Unless they need help. If they can't physically do it, we will help them brush their teeth.
Okay.
We clean their homes. We do their laundry.
Yes.
We do, things like hobbies they might like, of like doing puzzles. We sit and do puzzles with them. Or just, socializing with them. Because, most of the elderly people are in their home by themselves.
Correct.
They don't have anybody to talk to. So I encourage my aides to communicate with our clients and talk to them and see what their day's like and how they're feeling. We do.
Now, I think, though, there are some things you do not do, as in you might remind them to take their medicines.
Oh, yes.
But you do not necessarily
handle the medicine.
Really force them to take medicines.
No. We remind them on a daily basis to take their medication because some of them forget.
Yeah.
And we, before we leave, we make sure they try to take it because we don't want them missing their medication.
So you would not give like an insulin shot?
Oh, no. We don't do anything medical in this field. I mean, we prepare their meals. And sometimes we'll cook 2 meals a day for them, put in the refrigerator for them for later. But as far as anything medical, we're not allowed to do that.
Okay.
We're not licensed for that.
Would you have an aide who did have their LPN or RN degree? Would they be someone who you be having come to work for your agency, or is that something you do not want to actually do at all for your particular company?
You're asking about the medical part of it?
The medical part.
We don't do any medical at all. Now, home health, home health, they do that part.
Okay.
We do the home care, which is personal care,
which is why it's walk with us home care.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, because we're not licensed for medical part of it.
Okay. That's a really interesting distinction, because I know there are different types of aid agencies, home health agencies, but I guess home health is a distinction, whereas home care is a distinction.
Home health is when you have LPNs and RNs go out and they do those medical things, and where home care, we don't do anything medically.
Yeah, but like if they need help, like you said, brushing their teeth or changing possibly their clothes,
their
or
clothes,
their briefs.
yes, their briefs, we can change them.
Okay.
I mean, most of the time we try to keep it, within personal care. And if they need to go to the store, we go to the store for them.
Okay,
we run errands. They need to pick up their medication. We pick up their meds for them when we're out for them on an errand. We make phone calls for them. We help them with doctor's appointments. They need to make a doctor's appointment. We'll call that as well.
I want to ask, how do you get your aides prepared to take care of y'all's clients? I know my grandmother can be really particular about certain things, and so, but I know some, like you said, some of your clients might be more forgetful than others. So how do you help your aides get ready for the variety of clients they might experience?
We have a training in the office when they come in to apply, and most of our aides, we do all background checks on them. There's like 4 different types of background checks we do to make sure they can work in the field. And then they have to take a test. And after they watch, their videos and their training, and we explain to them the difference in people. They have a little bit of trouble remembering. People that's got a little bit of dementia or Alzheimer's. We explain what those are. We have videos for that as well. And they take a test.
Okay.
And once they pass that test, with at least 80% or higher, then we're allowed to go ahead and put them out there. And then if they still feel uncomfortable, we'll have them assist another aide to kind of show them how it's done, because sometimes they look uncomfortable going in someone's home and taking over. So if they're that uncomfortable, we send them with somebody else for a couple of days just to kind of see how it works. So,
is there any like kind of not necessarily red flags, but like, hey, if a client is acting like this, you need to call 911 or you need to call me yourself and say, hey, this client is doing this. We probably need to have them. You probably need to talk to their family members to have them reevaluated.
Right. We go over like stroke signs.
Okay.
And if they fall on the floor, we don't allow them to pick them up because they might hurt themselves.
Yes.
They have to call 911 for those things. But certain things we don't. Now, the client gets up on their own, we can't stop them, obviously. But if they fall from walking, we have the aid not to pick them up.
Yeah.
If they, to call 911 first thing, just in case they're hurt.
Yeah.
And some of them are, pretty good sized clients. So
some of them are.
I don't want the aid to get hurt either.
Correct.
So it's for both protections.
Okay, that's very good. That's very good to know. You said, a lot of aides do meal prep and then do housekeeping and mobility. Have you noticed or gotten feedback from your clients that they really appreciate that and that really helps them feel like they're able to still be someone who lives at home?
Yes. We try to keep them at home as much as we can. I mean,
do you have much interaction with like the family members of the clients who notice that their loved one is feeling more secure and stable after y'all come in?
Oh, yes. As a matter of fact, I got a phone call the other day, and she was, because if we can't do something for them, I always guide them to the right place to go.
Okay, good.
And so she was needing more help in the home than what they could do. So I told her this is what I would do. So we try to keep on a personal basis, and all my clients have access to call me if they need to.
So you
and the family members.
And so that means you tell us what you're saying is if home care has run its course, you might tell your client's family home care has done what it can. You might need to transition to home health or
nursing home or assisted living. Yes.
And that's really reassuring. That means you're not trying to, bilk them for the money all it's worth.
You're
wanting to keep their client, your client, and their loved one healthy and stable.
We don't want to put them in jeopardy whatsoever.
Oh, that's really good. How do you? And this is a kind of tough question. How do you navigate if there's possibly more than one family member who is on that phone call list and someone might be saying, hey, we want them to do this, or then another family member might be saying, hey, no, you go ahead and keep doing this. How do you navigate when there's possibly competing adult children who both love their mother, their father, and they're like, and you're like, I'm in the middle of this and I'm just,
which happens a lot,
trying to help everyone, help my client. How do you navigate that?
Well, normally if they're not on my list, I tell them I can't speak to them about it. It has to be the person on the list that we can speak to.
Okay.
But if they're both on the list, we just try to negotiate something.
Okay.
We try to come in the middle,
Okay.
I try to make them both happy. But, there's never a great ending when you got two opposites wanting to do something different. So you have to try to negotiate.
Especially if the client themselves knows enough to be like, I actually want this.
Right, yeah. And that happens a lot. And normally we go with the client. The client has the first choice.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, they're able to answer themselves without, we go with what they want first.
Okay, awesome.
But if it's, as long as there's a reason, of course, if they're going to, do something crazy, we don't.
Yeah, well, and what's funny is I know this from personal experience. Some clients might say yes on Monday and might say no on Tuesday.
Yes.
And then it's like, okay, let's see if you'll say yes on Wednesday, because Wednesday might be the good day.
Right. We've had some that say, I don't need you tomorrow. It's like, well, we need to be in there because there's a reason why we're there every day, to make sure you get the meal you need and the proper.
And that's important, I think, for your aides. I'm sure you go over this, is that the client, because we've come in for these past 6 months, they might be feeling more independent and feeling healthier and stronger. And they might tell the aide, hey, I'm good. Don't come back tomorrow. Don't come back the next day. I'm fine. And it's up to you and also for the aide to tell you, hey, call the client's family members, remind them, hey, the aide is here, and they might do less the next couple of weeks, but they're still going to come in. And that's an important thing for the aide to realize they're not stepping on the client's toes.
Yes.
because oftentimes it's the client's family members who called y'all in, not necessarily the client themselves.
Usually when a client really doesn't want us to come in, I try to explain to them, we're not there to do it for you.
Yeah.
We're there to assist you. Even if you think you do it, we're there to do the extra stuff. Yes. So the aide needs to come in there just to even to let them know that you're okay today. You know, you're not hurt, laying on the floor and no one's trying to help you. We can come in the door and say, we know you're okay.
Sometimes, your aides can be like, okay, I will not come in tomorrow. Then they still come in, and all they do is stay in the kitchen area, clean and organize. And obviously the client knows they're there, but because they're not bothering them, they kind of ignore it and forget about it.
And most of them forget that they tell them not to come.
Yes.
And then they'll call me and go, where's my aide? Did you not tell her not to come today?
Oh, yes. And of course, that's funny to me, too, because I know from personal experience, get some of those phone calls. It's like, well, you told me not to come by. You were good. Oh, I did? Well, I want you to come by. I was like, okay, well, I'll go ahead and come by. But I was trying to respect your wishes because you're feeling independent.
Right.
Technology is kind of advancing rather quickly. We have a lot of new things, a lot of wearables. You have those fall risk monitors. You have in-home cameras that are a lot cheaper, a lot more accessible. You have some smart pill dispensers. How is Walk With Us trying to incorporate some of the newer technology to where it doesn't overwhelm the client, but it also makes things easier on your aides?
Well, most of the stuff we do is they got a button that they wear, and some of them, not all of them. And it's just an emergency button. So if they fall, they can push the button to get help. But other than that, unless they've got it, if it's medically wise, we can't really help them do a lot of that stuff. Now, we will help them if they need a wheelchair or a walker. Okay. We will help them get something. We'll call another company and say, can this client, does he qualify? We call that target case management is what we do. It's a different license that we hold. Okay. And our target case management will contact a vendor to see if this particular client has, enough to be able to get a wheelchair or a walker or whatever they might need.
So because of your kind of home care distinction, you're still kind of saying in that low-tech realm of things and not having to involve too much of the high-tech stuff, which usually relates to the medical side of things.
Right, exactly.
And again, that distinction is I think, very important because I'm learning about it in real time, that home care is different than home health.
Yes.
And they involve licensing and kind of involved that more mobility and the actual home care stuff and kind of helping around the house.
And it's very confusing for people because you just hear a lot of people will say, do you home health? I say we do home care. And there's a little difference in that. If you want home health, and I tell them it's more medical, we're more, just personal to keep you in the home.
And sometimes the aides in a home health agency might be doing similar things as a home care aide, but home care aide exclusively does this, whereas home health might be doing some.
Yeah, and home health is different. They still give baths when they're there, but it's out of more of a short term, I believe.
Yes.
Where we're more long term. We keep them in there as long as they can stay.
Yes, of course.
Until they can't go. That's the difference.
Sure. Now, one thing, we're going to kind of take a step back and be a little bit wider focus because you have experience and you said that you and your brother grew up seeing your parents have a home health agency or home care agency. So national research from the AARP shows that 75% of adults over 50, we could probably even say over 65 and 70, they want to age in their own homes. And you've noticed that.
Yes.
And why you started your agency. Why is staying surrounded by familiar walls and memories and routines so vital for a senior's mental and physical health and probably even emotional health?
Because, it's you feel comfortable in your own home. When you go into a nursing home, it's not your personal space anymore. Yeah. You've lost your belongings. You've lost, kind of hope, I think. That's how I feel. There is a time you probably have to go, which hopefully that never happens. Some of them don't have to. But I think that being in their own home They feel comfortable. They have their own surroundings. It's their life. Their family can come visit them. They,
Exactly.
they can have, guests and talk and just, be relaxed because it's their house.
Yeah.
Where anywhere else, it's not the same.
Not the same. And one thing you mentioned early on is that you encourage your aides to socialize with the client.
Yes.
And that socialization, as more and more research is proving, really helps people's memories, long term and short term, be retained, and so they can more accurately say, "No, I like that. Yes, I want chicken nuggets. No, I want spaghetti for dinner."
Yes.
And that's a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
That independence is really a big deal.
And they're lonely. So socialization is really a big, even if they're, like I tell them when they're training, even if they're cleaning the kitchen up, we talking to them through the wall. I know, holler at them once in a while and say, hey, just kind of, keep the communication going with them.
Yeah.
Every little bit makes them happy.
And what's kind of interesting is the aides, as they learn the client's temperaments and behaviors, they will learn,
Yes.
oh, I can talk to them when I'm doing this activity, but when I'm on this side of the house, I don't have to yell at them because they're wanting to get into the TV show. They're wanting to read their book.
Oh, yeah. Some of them are like that. They're like, I'm watching my show now.
Yes.
That means be quiet. So they, the agents, they know their clients.
Yes.
They know their clients and know what they like, what they don't like.
Yeah. And ideally, the family members who are asking y'all to come in are able to help the aides be prepared and have a nice kind of history of and behavior analysis of, this is how the grandmother is.
Right.
This is how granddad
And that helps tremendously. To go in there blindsided, you don't know what you're walking into. So usually the family members say, well, Mama doesn't like to do this. Mama likes it like this.
Yeah.
Or Dad. We try to make it to fit their needs. We talk about the older people. We also have children that we take care of.
Oh, wow. Y'all do?
Yes, we have 2 children in our care.
Okay. So, that's really impressive.
Yeah. They, most of the time when they're during school days, we do it in the afternoons. Okay. But if it's summertime, we go in there during the day and we assist them.
Without with these are children, do y'all get involved in the home care field of any special needs, adults or children? Yes,
we take care of anyone that needs help. It doesn't matter diagnosis. If they need some help in the home, we got some that's disabled. We got some that's got Alzheimer's. We take care of a variety of people.
Now that's very impressive that the home care field is going into multiple types, not just elderly. But I do know, do you train your aides to either alert the client or the family members about some environmental hazards like rugs or lighting or lack thereof, and then bathroom layout and arrangement?
We tell them when they're training that if there's anything that's like a rug, because that's mainly one of the things you said that when it's kind of complicated you said that because that's one of our big things. If there's a rug, we try not to let them have rugs if they get away with it because they do trip and fall. But they have to make sure that smoke alarms are up to date. Make sure that they know when there are entries and exits if something does to happen for the client. And we train them how to when they go into homes, if someone, I don't know, has a clutter of boxes, we try to see if they can help them get them sorted out and kind of make it, give them a pathway, Some of the clients are they like the clutter, and some clients don't. Yeah. So you have to kind of wing it out which one
So a lot of times your aides are kind of help training even the client and the client's family of, hey, the house needs to be set up differently in order to help mom or dad stay in the home longer.
And if the aide feels like there's something happening that's not safe in the home, they come to us and talk to us about it. Then we usually call the family. If they report anything like if they feel like it's abuse, we're mandated reporters, so we have to take care of that, and we don't hesitate with that. We don't play with that at all. That's serious.
One thing I'm hearing is communication between you and your aide, the aide and the client's family is really important to helping everyone, stay protected legally, but also stay protected and healthy.
Yeah, right.
Because the big goal for the home care agencies are to keep your clients in their home.
Correct.
Not only is it, business for y'all, but also it's helping that elderly person or young person who qualifies be able to live a productive life and a quality of life that makes them survive longer.
Right. Yeah.
One thing that a lot of podcasts have been talking about, kind of like that Prof G markets and pivot, they keep talking about the just demographic inversion, the shift where the pyramid's flipping and our senior population, kind of what you take care of quite a bit, is outnumbering the younger generation. These commentators point out that unlike tech or manufacturing, caregiving is one of those essential industries that you cannot automate with AI or even, ship overseas. You might bring people in to help take care of it, but you can't get rid of it and ship it someplace else. As you kind of look at this kind of demographic inversion, this big shift, how are local agencies like yours, how are they preparing for that increasing need? Because I think you probably know better than me. I think there are at least 4 in just Randolph County, or are there more?
There's several more. There's
Okay.
some at Ridge, and there's at least 3 right here in town.
I mean, that's really impressive,
Yeah.
and the need, from what I can tell, is growing. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, yes.
So how are you kind of preparing for that increasing need?
Well, if we don't have the manpower for some reason, we refer them to another agency of their choice. We tell them what we think.
So you collaborate and
and and of course we try to of course we want to keep all our clients with us, but there is times that we don't have the manpower.
Yeah.
So we don't we refer them to whoever we want to refer them to, but usually we do a lot of advertising for like aides, and so we can train them and get them out there. But hopefully the employment system will work better for people, and people will be more apt to work. So
good.
That's the toughest part.
Yeah, because it is the housekeeping, like you said, it's some of those. It's helping people with their dentures, helping people with briefs, and that can be tricky and uncomfortable.
Right.
But it's a vital part, and it's
something you would everybody needs.
Yeah, and
done.
Like you said, family members oftentimes do not want their loved one to go to a nursing home, and sometimes that loved one may be just healthy enough to not really need to go to a nursing home,
and they have to qualify for nursing homes. They medically qualify too, so you just don't. And sometimes you need a little assistance in the home because of that reason that they can't go in there.
They can't go. One of the biggest shocks for families during a health crisis, either that's unexpected fall and break a hip, or some early onset dementia, is learning that traditional Medicare does not pay for non-medical daily home care. What are the primary ways that you've seen families fund the support that your agency provides? Do they have some long-term care insurance? Is it private pay, or does a VA offer support? How do you help a family that just had this thing kind of unexpectedly occur? They've realized, Dad, he's just missing a step, and they've realized, oh, we live far off. We can't really help Dad.
Right.
But yet we don't think Dad can go to a nursing home. He doesn't qualify, or he doesn't want to.
Right.
How do you help families when they call you navigate the variety of payment options to help keep Dad in the home?
Well, usually we start out with asking them, their income, because that bases if they can qualify for Medicaid.
Okay.
And then there's 2 types of Medicaid they can apply for. There's regular Medicaid, and then there's AIR Choices, which is got higher standards for AIR Choices, but you have to have more more need of help for that.
Okay.
If they don't qualify for those 2 times, we ask them if they are a veteran. If they're a veteran, we do accept VA clients.
Okay.
And we accept vet assist clients.
Okay.
It's like another type of VA.
Yeah.
But it's to a different type of organization that pays for that. And if they don't have any of those criteria to qualify, then we offer them private pay, or they get private insurance. We've had a couple of clients that had insurance that actually covers this care, and they cover pretty good. So and then we have clients that do private pay. So and then we try to On the private pay, we do it a monthly billing for them. So,
Yeah.
because I know it's hard. But most of them that go to that extreme probably have a little more than the guys that, had the Medicaid. But unfortunately, there's some that is right between that can't do either, because they just don't have it. And there has been times that I volunteered 10 hours a week for clients that,
Oh, wow.
that
That's
needed
very
it.
impressive.
Yeah. And then we'll work while we're volunteering those hours. We'll try to get them Medicaid.
Yeah.
Get them started, get them signed up for Medicaid and stuff.
Have you noticed that there is sometimes that family member who does live far off and they're on the phone with you trying to help their loved one who's in town or nearby, and you end up having to speak with the client to help them figure things out and less a family member because of that distance, or has the technology with cell phones and FaceTime and Zoom really helped you communicate with those far off family members better than previous times?
Yeah, I just had that situation happen. I had a family member that doesn't live here. She lives about 4 or 5 states away.
Wow.
But her family member needed help. So me and her walked through it, and we got paperwork done on it, and we got her applied for Medicaid to get her started. So, but between her and the client, we were able to get her moved forward with that. So we will help. Usually it helps. And then sometimes a client comes in and just says, I don't know where to start. And we'll say, let's do this. And we usually have applications in our office, and we'll help them fill them out.
I mean, that's really something for the client to walk in, drive in. That's really impressive.
They need help, But those applications are kind of hard to, they're hard. They're hard to understand. Some people don't understand them.
You said that earlier that recruitment has been a little tricky because of the nature of the job.
Correct.
Have you seen that your aides, your aides kind of come and go, or do you have a pretty regular kind of group of aides you've been having for over 5 years?
I have 55 aides.
Wow.
And I'm going to say that 35 of those aides have been with me for over 2 or 3 years now.
Wow.
So
okay, so you have a lot of consistency. And with 55 aides, that means what? If they're doing 2 clients a day, that means there's 100 people.
Some of them do 1 client a day. Some do 2. Some do 1 client that's 7 hours a day.
Okay.
Just depends on what they qualify for. But for most part, I've got about 100 clients.
Okay.
So.
That's very, very impressive. And again, a population size is, in Pocahontas is, a little less than 8,000. And so that's just one agency, and we have, 4 that I could think of off the top of my head. And if they're doing about the same, that's 400 people. I mean, and you said there's even more than 4 agencies. So we're talking, would you estimate, are there about total 1,000 people?
Oh, I would say easily 1,000
in Pocahontas, Randolph County, that's being
area.
Serviced.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I see Randolph County as being more retirement for a lot of people too. So that makes a big difference as well.
Okay. That is a fascinating number. I think if my co-host Mark were here, he'd be really interested about that, because that's shocking to me that a very large percentage of our community is needing a home care, whether that's due to family members being moved off or not having the family member support. Right. One thing that I've appreciated is the fact that an aide from Walk With Us has really alleviated some of the mental stress that comes with taking care of an elderly loved one. Have you noticed that you get a lot of feedback from your clients' family members that your aides have really helped them maintain their own lives while still being able to interact with their loved one?
Oh, yeah. I've had several people, they send cards, thank you cards, and they'll call and say, you guys are doing a great job. My mom loves her aide, or my dad loves his aide, but I get a lot of feedback on the what the girls have done, because they try it's kind of hard to not get close to your client.
Oh, yeah.
So, they baby him a little bit.
Grandmother Babe's got a lot of extra treats
I'm sure
from
she
Lori.
does.
So, yes.
Yeah. So they baby him, which is okay. A little baby don't hurt. But they get close to their clients. It's hard not to. You're with them every day, in and out, through the whole week, and you gotta get close. And of course, they do special things for them, but it's okay.
Of course it is. Well, it kind of helps those family members, especially with that demographic inversion of there's a lot people are living longer, living a little healthier as they age. But their family members who might be normally have taken care of them, they're still having children and still living a full life. And your agency is really helping kind of fill that gap of they need just a little bit of extra care, and their loved one, your client, wants their children and grandchildren to not necessarily have to put their life on hold to take care of grandma and grandpa. Grandma and grandpa want to see their grandkids, but they don't want to have their grandkids or their own children think too much about them all the time. They want them to think about them, but not all the time. So your agencies are really helping fill that gap and help the loved ones of your clients be able to live a full life, but also know that their mom and dad has been taken care of. So I know, again, for me, it's a big deal. Y'all have really helped out my loved one a lot. Caregiving can be rewarding, but also, as we've already talked about, the task can be a little bit boring and a little bit uncomfortable, especially if the briefs change and brushing the teeth or brushing the dentures. It can also be some emotionally taxing, especially when that loved one or your client does have to go to nursing home, or if they come in and they've passed.
Right.
How do you help your caregivers and keep them protected from burnout so they can continue showing up with warmth and energy every day?
Most of our aides get attached to our clients because they've been there. And I guess I would say when the aides feels like she's just get overwhelmed, like we had a particular incident where a client was dying, and she didn't want to see it. So we ended up pulling her and put another aide in there that would be more able to take care of her, that would be able to handle that. But usually what we tell the aide is something happens and it does go bad for the client, to step out of the room, call the family, and then let the family go from there. Okay. You just don't leave the client until the family arrive.
Now, do you have any? Do you do any like extra training on a yearly basis, maybe to help your aides kind of reset?
Yeah, we have a training every month. Well, we do it now. We do it every quarter because when COVID came in, we kind of switched ours. So we do a quarterly training of 3 hours. We have a mandatory training for 12 hours a year. So every time we have a training, we change it up. We talk about certain things, what to do, what to think about, and what's new coming up, or, what they should be expected of them and what we expect. And we always reassure them to contact us if they feel uncomfortable in the home, as well as the client. Because sometimes the client says, they'll call and say, it's just not working out. Yeah. So they say, give me a minute and we'll try to figure it out. And we'll either switch it around, and it happens because, two people they don't click. Yeah. And the aides like, I just can't handle this one. So we switch it around again. But it's kind of, it just goes around. It's a circle.
It is a circle. And it is a balance because sometimes it's the client might be just a little bit uncomfortable because they're like, I was independent. Right. I don't need this. Why am I being forced this? And then the aide might be like, oh, this client is just being extra irritable for the past 2 weeks. And it could be they're going through a medication change. It could be they had a family friend die that they're thinking about. And so it does take, like we talked about earlier, communication between all parties.
Yes, and we tell all the aides, just remember when you're in the home and they're being irritable, nobody wants to be in a position where someone has to come in there and assist them with bathing. No one wants that. They want to be dependent on themselves. And so you just have to take it in stride. Just understand, we explain to them, understand that this is what's happening. They're feeling bad.
Yeah.
I would feel bad. So, but I'm sure, and we try to explain to the client on the other side, we're not there to do it for you. We're there to assist you.
Yeah.
Even if you can get in the shower by yourself, we want to make sure we're there so you don't fall.
Yes.
Because
we want you to be here.
Safe.
Yes.
Be in your home. So it's a little bit of a controversy on that one.
I'm sure. I know of one in particular that can be difficult. Lovingly difficult. Now, we draw down to the end. Walk With Us Home Care is a chamber member, and you yourself are a local business owner. And what are kind of your vision for how local businesses, healthcare providers, other home care, home health agencies, and then civic leaders in general, how can they work together to help make Randolph County a little more age-friendly and supportive community for our seniors and elderly individuals, and or children who may qualify for home care?
They make it easier.
Yeah, to make it easier and more supportive, especially to help
I
businesses
think
like you.
They should
be better.
Probably help with the advertising a little bit. Maybe telling them what it is and what it's about, and that if you see somebody out, say, hey, you can get this help.
Okay.
Instead of trying to do it yourself, you can get somebody to help you.
So you feel like there should be some more awareness put out there in the community.
Yes.
That agencies like yours are available, but also that they're needed.
Yes, a lot of it.
Okay. Well, our last question we ask every guest is, what is one individual or business organization that you would like to give a shout out to, add a boy, add a girl to?
I'm going to have to say Legacy Hospice.
Okay.
Out of Walnut Ridge. We work with them a lot when it's time to call them hospice. And they have been remarkable.
Okay.
They come right away. They go out to see the client. They get it all set up. And, and just because you have hospice doesn't mean it's a bad thing.
Yeah, correct.
And we still go in the home with them. Even if they're in the home, we go in as well, too. So it's not like it's over. It's just for a little extra support. But Legacy Hospice is amazing. Okay.
Well, Sheila, thank you for everything you and your team do to care for our community seniors and children who need extra help. You're really giving local families, especially mine, peace of mind. Where can our listeners go to find out more about Walk With Us Home Care?
We have a website they can go to. It's just the initials of our company. It's www.uhc.com.
Okay.
Walk With Us Home Care.
Okay.
That's what it would be under.
Okay. And that description is going to be in the show notes, and it's going to pop up right here as well.
Or they can stop by our office, and then we have brochures that they can look at. They can just call the office and just ask us questions. We'll answer any question they've got.
Excellent. Yeah, we're going to pop that number up right here as well. This has been fascinating. Again, knowing that it's probably 1,000 individuals in Randolph County that are taking advantage of home care and home health agencies. That's really, I would say, impressive in terms of your business perspective.
Right.
But in my mind, it's also staggering that is kind of how many people are taking advantage of and needing this type of care because they're just not ready or need to go into a nursing home.
Right.
They're able to be independent, stay in their home, and their family members want them to stay in their home.
Yeah. Well, I would say at least everyone that's in my business has the minimum of 65.
Wow.
And up. And care, and there's probably a whole lot more out there that could use the service that doesn't know about it and doesn't know how to start even getting it.
Yeah. Well, thankfully, your website's available. And again, I hope our listeners and viewers share this episode in particular with someone who you love, who might be a little more experienced than you and is wanting to stay in their home, but you might notice they might have slowed just a step down or two, because this information and agencies like yours exist. They're out there and they're affordable, and your loved one may very well have insurance. They might not even realize they have, and that they can help them pay for this type of service.
Right.
Because I know from personal experience, your agency, as well as others like yours, have been a blessing to my immediate family. So thank you so much.
Thank you for trusting us with your family.
Of course. Well, until next time, listeners and viewers, we'll see you on the next episode of the Commerce Cast, and have a great week. Commerce Cast is a production of Fox Line Studios. We are hosted by Mark Holt and Todd Baltz. Our executive producers are, also Todd Baltz and Mark Holt. Special thanks to the Randolph County Chamber of Commerce. Music provided by AGI. You can find links to everything we discussed today in the show notes. If you have a question or a topic idea, email us at commercecastpod@gmail.com. If you enjoyed the show, please leave us a rating and review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. It really helps new listeners find us. Give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'll see you next time right here in the studio. Thanks for listening. Mark, we're always looking at the numbers behind local business. But here's a number every family in Randolph County needs to know: 39. We want to thank our sponsor, John Plumley, and his team at ProMed Ambulance for sponsoring today's episode.
That's right, Todd. For over 30 years, ProMed has been bringing world-class care directly to our doorsteps. And their priority care program is a game changer. It's not insurance. It's an ambulance membership that shields you from unexpected transport bills.
That number, $39 a year for an individual or $69 a year for your entire household, you're covered across their massive 4,600 square mile service region. We are talking about literal rolling emergency rooms equipped with LifePack monitors and critical care ventilators.
And if your insurance doesn't cover a transport, members get a 40% discount. Protect your family's budget today at promedambulance.com or call at 870-248-0911.
We thank ProMed Ambulance for sponsoring today's episode. Mark, we're talking local commerce, but let's talk about looking clearly at your business. Literally. We want to thank Skylar Jackson and the crew at Pocahontas Glass for sponsoring today's show.
Absolutely, Todd. Located right across the street from Walmart on Highway 67 South, Pocahontas Glass is our go-to regional shop for auto, residential, and commercial glass.
From fixing that annoying rock chip on your windshield to installing high-efficiency vinyl windows that slash your winter heating bills, Skylar's team does it all. They even handle commercial storefronts and custom shower enclosures.
Upgrade your home, vehicle, or storefront today. Call Skylar and the Pocahontas Glass team at 870-892-7676.